Order filled.
Let's get going. Let's do a brief audio visual check. How's everybody doing tonight? How are you this Thursday night? Yeah, EKS. Intel. Yeah, Intel's cooking. If you guys have been watching me during slow markets, I've been talking about how much I like the Intel stock. And on that note, there's our Topstep risk disclosure in the YouTube chat. Everything that I say and go over is for educational purposes only. It's not financial advice. It's just education. Each and every night here during slow markets. Yeah, EKS. Yeah, let's take a look. Actually, what's the Intel doing? Where were we? Yeah, people were talking smack. Like, why are you buying Intel? Well, yeah, looking good. Coach Hoop, outright, I don't have any covered calls yet. No covered calls on Intel. It was just outright position. But yeah, it is Thursday night. Friday's price action. We got non-farm payroll out tomorrow. So data. The equities are closed. The stocks, they're closed. Crude oil's closed as well. It's the Friday, what do they call it? Good Friday, the Friday for Easter, Sunday. And maybe we get a nice quiet night. We might have a nice quiet night for once. It's been a while since we had a quiet night. But we got, the VIX finished under 24, which was nice to see. VIX finished under 24. The NASDAQ, we're, going up right now. We're going up. And crude oil's closed. With crude oil closed, yeah. So let's take a look. It's going to be a slow one, maybe. Knock on some wood. But let's take a look at the daily charts here in the NASDAQ. Remember, we only get one candlestick a day. Obviously, we got this beautiful 3-bar reversal here on the daily. We came all the way down. You guys remember this? This was, what was it? This week already. Who was here? Shout out to anybody who was tuning in for slow markets, and we were buying it. I was buying it right down there. I was buying it right there. That's where we bought. Right? We bought at the bottom. Obviously, with the power of hindsight, we wish we would have held on to some more. Yeah, BTFD. Imagine that. Like, give you a little bit of FOMO. Buying down there. Why did you buy it down there? Well, you got to tune in. Should have tuned in, right? Here's a little clue. DBA Concepts. There's a little bit of a clue. But it is recorded. Remember, every time I'm on here, it's recorded. You could rerun these slow markets as many times as you want. Run them on repeat. But, yeah, there you go. There's a good example. Obviously, I didn't hold it. I mean, it was a good trade, but trade location. There's the daily chart. What I'm looking at tonight is we got non-farm payroll tomorrow, and I mean, Maybe we can come back up and retest this zone. We almost did on the first. We got a lot of buyers stepping in today, and we're kind of hanging out at 24,200s. So let's zoom into an hourly chart. I'll see if we can find any opportunities there. And, you want to see a definition of buy the dip. You want to see a definition of buy the dip here. That's the definition of buy the dip, right? We have kind of a breakout pattern right here. We broke out, we pull back, the dip gets bought, and so technically what I'm looking at, all things considered, right, not taking in any headlines or the fact that there's non-farm payroll tomorrow, technically we officially made a higher low. That's a higher low. It's also a higher high, right? So I'm looking at these big pivots, and I'm seeing this and saying, what direction are we going to go? Are we going to come down here and break and make a lower low? Or are we going to break to the long side and make a higher high? Well, I'm going to lean, based off this price action, right? The fact that we made a higher low, I think there's a decent chance that we go to make a higher high, right? Just keeping it simple. We have this candle. We have this lot of resistance here around, 24,600. These 24,600, a decent amount of support and resistance there. Maybe you could take in some of this as into consideration, right? So at least that's which way I'm leaning, right? Maybe a rally, a breakthrough, and a retest of maybe 24,500 to the zone, right? It's a pretty big zone. Since crude oil's closed, the markets are quiet, we got non-farm payroll, maybe we could find some buyers. It is Friday. It's been a wild week. Headlines every freaking hour it felt like. So that's what I'm looking at. Zoom into a 5-minute chart. We got, look at this 5-minute candle. Dang. That's where you guys heard the order filled. But look, from 215, popped up nice little 20 points there. Maybe retesting. This was a heck of a candle right here. That was a heck of a candle. I was on fast markets today, and man, you can rewatch that one. That was a good one. But I mean, look at this. That was one heck of a candle. In 5 minutes, 10 minutes, we rallied 330 points. That was insane. And then we kind of just held. We held. And maybe we're breaking out tonight. So let's get to some music. It's a slow night. I'm depending on this price action, I might end up ending it a little bit early. But let's get to some music, get to some questions, and we'll see if there's any opportunities. Gatekeeping, not necessarily gatekeeping. You guys were joking, right? Purple rain, this and that and this, but I think the best thing that you can do for more information on whatever I talk about is follow me on social media. You can do a hashtag slow markets tonight. But those people who's been around, some of the veterans, they know exactly what I mean when I say there's a reason why I go over the risk disclosure each and every night. There's a reason why I'm limited of what I can and can't say on air. Right? Talking about soliciting, talking about this, talking about regulation. So I'm limited. I'm limited on what I can and can't say. So hopefully you understand that. And I'm going to try and get a lot better because I got to. Precision, got your second payout. Nice. EMS, I'm not an employee, though. I'm a partner. I am a partner here at Topstep, but it doesn't negate the fact that I should be professional, right? It's regulations. It's not like this wild, wild west. We're professional. Risk disclosure. And I got to practice as such. And so be it. I am going to be a little bit more strict on what I share, like account balances, P&L, some of that other stuff. So we're gonna get some people in here. What's your balance? What's your balance? What's this? And they're just gonna have to go take a hike. Or follow me on social media, right? Follow me on social media. So anyway, little side note on that one. I see I stand corrected, but you're under contract. Struggle to pass an eval. Thank you, of course. So yeah, let's get some music going. We'll get some questions. I'll monitor for some hashtags, slow markets, and yeah. I'm not gonna talk too much. You guys can see. I don't know what it is, man. I'm way too prone to be getting sick so much. Do you got music? Do we got music? There we go. What size account are you trading? Well, if you could read, look at this top left-hand side. It's allergy season. Yeah, allergies. Allergies have been killing me. Dakota, do you know what the market hours for tomorrow is? Bruno, if you have them, would you be able to post it? Being aware of those market hours. Day tick. I can't read. I'm sorry. This is a 50K combine. It's a 50K combine. I had my live account. I took a payout. I withdrew my live account because here's the thing. Here at Topstep, when you're in a live account, after 30 days, you can withdraw the entire balance. So I chose that, okay, I'm going to withdraw the entire balance. And so that's why I'm saying I posted the details on that on the social media. It was nice. It was nice withdrawing the entire balance. And that balance did not go to my bank account. It went to the Percy. Do you think market is really an algorithm or just simple buyers and sellers? Well, the market's buyers and sellers. Who's buying? Who's selling? Maybe they're an algorithm. Maybe it's not a computer. Maybe it's an individual. What's your X handle? I posted there in the chat. Right here. There it is. There's the X. There's the Instagram. And shout out to those here in Utah. There's a restaurant over there in Utah that I paid for everyone's lunch. Lunch or dinner, right? Man, the owner of the restaurant sent me a message. We got a lot of people. There's a lot of people that showed up in Utah that came and ate, and I have to go pay the bill. I'm like, oh man, that's quite a bit. I didn't expect that many people. The bill was, I believe it's over $1,000. So I owe $1,000 to them for you guys eating. But it's good. I don't mind it. It was fun. Those mochi, the mochis were good. From DR, where's DR? Salt Lake City, baby. No IOUs. Write-off. It's a write-off. Yeah. I should have put a limit, right? I was like, let's just make sure they only eat like once or twice, and then they don't bring like a bunch of people. But everyone was respectful. They didn't over-order. They didn't abuse. Right? They didn't abuse it. Dominican Republican. Nice. See, there we go. Why don't you show P&L? There's someone in the chat saying, why don't you show P&L? Well, I haven't taken a trade yet. Pay them now. They're struggling. They're going to have to find me. They're going to have to catch me. I mean, balance. Sorry. Well, rewatch this. Rewatch from the very beginning. And I already explained why I'm not going to be showing balance, and I'm going to be more strict. From Leighton, nice. If you can hear me, help me tonight resurrect my loan XFA. Well, you got to do that on your own, right? Gotta do that on your own. Process over profits. What's your socials? Come on, guys. Come on. I've been posting it in the YouTube chat. I don't know how to pin it though. Maybe I should pin it one of these times. Post my socials. We're not seeing much price action tonight. Remember, these markets are closed. The equities are closed. It's a quiet night. Thursday night. Friday's price action. First time on stream? Welcome. What's my trading strategy? Well, very simple. I'm a technical trader, so technical analysis, support and resistance. Prime says, could you explain why Topstep acquired the future desk? Well, I can't explain because I don't know. I know as much as everybody else here when it comes to that. The best thing you could do is probably follow MP and Topstep socials, and they probably will give all the information, because I don't have inside information when it comes to that. It's pretty cool. I think it's a great partnership. I'm excited. Yeah, very excited. Josh, which is the CEO of the futures trading desk. He's a great guy. I haven't had much conversation with him, but I'm glad he's here. Yeah, Orcs, you respect Josh? Yeah, Josh is awesome. Is that why you closed my live account? Is what why Max run up? Is only equity futures working and not oils? Yep, oil is closed. Equity, NASDAQ right here. We're moving. It's a slow night. I mean, we're still getting some movement here. I am Love Trader. I'm guessing live. You're a live trader at the Funded Trader desk. Nice. The merger. Oh no, no, that's not why I did it. That's not why I did it. I did it because of what happened yesterday, the day before. Like I said, if you follow me on social, you could see more details. Bravo 1. Do I trade options? I do. I do trade options. That's actually where I make most of my money, is through options. I've only passed one combine. I'm here to learn how pros do it. Well, welcome. I might not be the best pro, but I'll do my best to try and help where I can. How does the live account work if you have 3 XFAs and get called up to live? If you have 3 XFAs and the risk management team, determines that those 3 XFAs to call you up to live, then whatever the balance of those 3 XFAs they're going to use to determine your starting capital in your live account. Correct me if I'm wrong, though. Coach Ray's good stuff. Yeah, there's some great coaches here. Great coaches, honestly. Coach Hoop, Coach Ray, Hogue. Oh, what's a combine account? A combine account is an evaluation account where you trade it, you demonstrate good trading, you pass it, then you go over to a funded account, which is it's same, it's a simulated account. However, as you continue to trade that, make profits, you can earn a payout, and eventually the main goal is to prove and demonstrate you can trade under pressure and get a payout along the way, and then eventually get to that live account. The live account is the goal. It always has been, and it always will be, because a prop firm is a stepping stone, right? You use it to practice and get better and develop a strategy, so that way you can learn how to trade and be profitable and consistent, making your way to a live account. And then eventually a personal account, right? Because that's the end goal. I mean, that's what everybody wants. I'd love to just hey, personal account. I get 100% of the profits. You're your boss. And on top of a personal account, you could still have a prop firm account. Topstep X Lenny did that, I'd reach out to them. It was frozen for like a few seconds on my end. If you're trading, I mean, small size, there's no way a few seconds or a minute should trash your account, unless it was during some insane volatility. But reach out to them. Team's really good at correcting it. Topstep, what happened to Baron? I think Baron's doing well. He's doing his own thing. So what kind of strat are you using? BTFD, Bivak. It's called DBA Concepts. It's just basic technical analysis. Just very, very simple, very basic technical analysis. The core of it, the core of how I trade is about risk management. Risk management is the main thing. Could you explain how you keep your dopamine levels at baseline when it comes to trading, please? Small size. Small size. If you're worried, if you're wondering about dopamine, you should. I don't want to say you should never have dopamine when you're trading, but if you start to get that, right, some type of emotions, some type of feeling on your trading, you're trading too big of size. Like, if you put on one micro, like this, I mean, where's the dopamine in that, right? It should be very, relatively small, consistent risk management, and repetitive. You should. That's usually my best answer, right? Dakota, do you think trading changed your personality? Yeah. I've had conversations with like ex-girlfriends and family members, and I can definitely say that since I started trading in high school versus if I would have never traded, I think my personality would be different. Yeah. Interesting how that works. Yeah. Less emotional. Real John Ross. Bring back the baby music. The baby making music. Well, I don't know what music you listen to, but I'm sure everyone's different on that one. I'm more of like Welcome to the Jungle, some old, like, some rock. Guns N' Roses, Welcome to the Jungle. Is that what you're referring to, John Ross? That's mine. Some Nirvana. Yeah, this is a slow market. It's very different. Also, social media would be my guess. Yeah, just... Who taught me how to trade in high school? Well, I went through some deep rabbit holes learning and losing my own money. I didn't have a mentor. I didn't have someone to teach me. Didn't have much of a social media, right? Didn't have a lot of YouTube traders. There's less resources. A lot of less resources. Yeah. What music do you listen to when you trade? Come on. Listen to music when you trade? Is that the question? I always like this lo-fi music. Yeah, gold markets are closed. Crude oil's closed. Equities are closed, but the NASDAQ is not. The NASDAQ is not closed. Deep tech. Depends on whether I want it to go up or down. Okay. You guys listen to music when you trade? Hey, maybe you listen to something else. You listen to anything. You listen to TopstepTV. There's a good answer. An epic thriller. Did you long NQ? Yeah, I'm long NQ. Yeah, we got that nice breakout. We got a nice little pullback. Yeah, let me explain this one. I'll explain this one. Okay. Here. You're asking me what strategy I use. Okay. So technicals. Breakout, pullback, right? We had a breakout, pullback. We had a pullback to this level of resistance, right? This was resistance. And so now I'm looking for a little bit of a continuation. So it might not be easy to see. Let me try and explain this a little bit better. So we got a breakout, a pullback, and this pullback's to a level of resistance, right? I'm looking for resistance to become support here. And then I'm going to look for a continuation higher. And the question usually is where's your risk? Where's your stop loss? In this type of a market that we've been in lately, small size, very small size, and wide stops have been the key for me. And if we do start to rally up, maybe go retest some of these highs right here, then I'll move my stop loss up. I can move my stop loss up real tight, up to like 8 points. Yeah, and the way I manage my stop loss, it's based off these pivots on the 100 tick chart. Yeah, this 100 tick chart is where I move my stop loss based off of. Patience. What time frame do you trade? I use the 5-minute and 100 tick chart. Is that what you mean? Where's my target? This is one contract right now. I don't like to take profits, but my first target is going to be look at a retest of these highs up here at 250. My second target would be the New York session high at maybe 260s. But it's slow. This is a true slow market, everyone. Hey, Dakota, what's your thoughts on the trader Callisto FX, who trades live and wears a balaclava? I do not know who that is. 960. All right, so we're getting a little bit of a breakout right there. So we're getting some buyers stepping in. So I'm going to just tighten up my risk. See if we could find some more buyers. Got a prediction where the market ends up for the year? I'm going to lean towards higher than where we're at right now. I am a firm believer that over a longer period of time, equities typically go up. So if you tell me where I think the Nasdaq's going to be from a year from now, I think it's going to be above 24,235. This is the most slow markets you've seen in 2 weeks. I know, but we got the bottom hour coming in about 2 minutes. Some Japan data, yeah. Let's see if we get that continuation up to these 50s. I think we still come down more, but we'll get new highs early next year. Risk with a trade of 5 or more minis, you manage risks exactly the same. The way you manage risk with 5 micros should be the same way you manage risk with 5 minis. Right? I base it off of points. I'm basing it off of points, right? Risking 8 points. I'm currently 11 points in the money. If a recession comes, you will be wrong. You made your CFA finally. Maybe if a recession comes, maybe I'm wrong. Do you know how much the United States equities have went through? Went through multiple world wars, went through crises, recessions, and it continues to. We went through COVID 2020, and then we just make all-time highs. At Coach Dakota displays the new purple panel. Yeah, I mean, tune into my social media. The purple pen, purple rain. Very resilient indeed. Yeah, resilient. Imagine having access. Any commodities. It's a slow market. That's why we're here. We're chilling. And we're just having some conversation. Not really much going on. And bottom hour came and gone. I think we'll end this stream a little bit early tonight. I got a little bit of a cough. Rest up. Enjoy Easter weekend. What are you guys doing for Easter weekend? World's worst trader. I am not going to be answering any questions regarding that on air. It's not because I don't want to, but like I said at the very beginning of the stream tonight, you could rewatch it. There's the Topstep YouTube. In the YouTube chat, there's the Topstep risk disclosure. There's rules and regulations that must be abided by that I am not going to be crossing when it comes to conversations. What's the difference between points and ticks? Well, here in the NASDAQ, a point is 4 ticks, right? A point could be the difference between 24,230 and 24,231. A tick is the smallest increment of measurement here in, for example, like the NASDAQ, every 25 cents. So there's 4 ticks for every point here in the NASDAQ. How long do you think it'll take someone to learn? It depends. All right, there's a nice pivot. I like this pivot that we just made. No worries, worlds. And so I'm going to move my stop loss just under that. See how I'm doing that? This is one thing I like to do personally. I like to move my stop loss. I explain this relatively often. Just I don't like moving my stop to just break even just because. I like to use it for a reason. This is a risk-free trade now. Risk-free trade. You swing or day trade options? Swing. I do not do any 0 DTE options plays. Why do I prefer to look at points instead of ticks when you're looking at a 100 tick? It's just a personal preference. It's easier for me the way I wrap my head around it, I guess. Is there a difference? Not really. Because when I trade gold, I'll use ticks. What do you think of DCA? There's a guy that made 5,000 one day by using DCA on my trading group. It depends. DCA is it's dollar cost averaging, and that's typically used on individual stocks or longer term positions, right? I typically don't like using the term DCA when it comes to day trading. I don't mind building a position at like a level of support or resistance. There's nothing wrong with DCA as long as you have your risk that's managed. Like, I'm only going to risk $400. And if I want to buy some here and then buy some lower and some lower, if it still fits in your risk management, it's okay, right? Usually DCA is, very, very correlated to being on tilt or emotions. But if it's in your strategy, like, for example, let's just look at this, for example, right? Let's just say if you had some type of a strategy or plan saying, if we pull back in this zone, I'm going to buy some here. And if we keep pulling back, I'm going to buy a little bit more. I'm going to buy another one all the way up into this point. And at this point, it's going to be invalid. So as we come down, you buy some, you buy some, you buy some, you buy some. But if we keep going down, you're out and you lose $400, right? But then if it starts going up, it works, right? As long as your risk is managed, there's nothing wrong with any strategy. The only thing I don't really like about DCAing is, like, usually if you first get in and the market does go higher, you make your profit on one contract, right? Like, I just made all my profit on one contract. But then if it keeps going lower, you're going to lose on all 4 of your contracts, right? You lose on all 4, so you lose your max position. And then sometimes you might only win on one contract. Maybe it comes down here. You win on this, like, 2 or 3. So DCAing and multiple contracts, it could be complex or a little bit more complicated than just one contract or full position in and out. I don't want to get too far in depth on that tonight. Do I use any order flow tools? No, unless you consider a 100 tick chart an order flow tool. But how long have you been boxing, and how much do you weigh? Orthodox or southpaw? Look at those questions. Johnny, Utah. Where are you at in Johnny? I boxed when I was younger, and then I took like 12 years off, and then I've been boxing for about a year and a half now. So I'm getting back into boxing for a year and a half. There's a big event I'm going to. There's a nice black tie private boxing event that I'm going to on Friday. The weigh-ins on Friday. The event is Saturday. There's a few guys that flew in from Albania for professional boxers, and they are WBA. They're fighting for a title. Boxing in a black... No, it's a black tie event. It's like a private event. Show up in like a suit and tie type thing. It's the private event. Usually it's very smaller. It's not like a big crowd. So there you go. Got stopped out. And now we're starting to sell off here. Look at the Nikkei in the practice. All right, let's take a look at the Nikkei. Oh, what's the Nikkei ticker? NK. It's been a while. It's been a while, Coach Hoop, since I traded the Nikkei. I used to trade this Nikkei a lot. Albania. Yeah. Billy Bands. Should I? You'd have to lose like 50 pounds worth of fat. Happy Easter. Happy early Easter, Brian. Yeah. I don't know about the Nikkei. I'm so out of sync with the Nikkei. Yeah, just right back. Not much going on here. It's just how to get over Beb's always short mentality and not being able to cut a position early. Smaller size. Smaller size, right? You smaller size, daily loss limit. Maybe try and find reasons to not short. Express funded with Topstep. Loving the journey with the squad so far. I love it. I like it. Yeah, Nikkei can move very well. It's been feels like a year since I traded the Nikkei. It was the Japanese market. I used to trade it every night. Bitcoin at 66,900. Bitcoin's open. We could trade that. It's $25 a tick, I think. Right? Made $5. It's slow markets tonight. We're hanging out. We're having a nice chill session. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end this in about 20 minutes. Why can't trade gold? Well, if you're tuning in, the gold market is closed. The CME, right? Gold's closed, crude oil's closed, and like almost everything's closed. It's Good Friday. There's different trading hours. It's, yeah. How do you get rid of short biased? Find a reason not to short. Find a reason to, like, why are you shorting, right? You have to have a why. Frankie, how do you identify the institutional footprints? If you can tell me how to identify them and get in position with them, let me know. Because for me, I mean, you see buying, right? You could, here's how I would identify institutional footprints, right? Let me show you. Institutional footprints. Maybe something like this. Big order just came through that. I don't pay too much attention to that. Like, I know Coach Jay is really good at that. Understanding like volume, like, oh, there's a lot of volume that came in. This morning we had, I mean, look at this. Look at this. I mean, this was not retail, right? This big rally higher. This is the NASDAQ. I mean, that is insane. That is wild. That is absolutely wild and insane to me. Like, just ripping higher. It's crazy. That's crazy move during the New York session. Just yeah, crazy. And remember, for every buyer there's a seller, and for every seller there is a buyer when it comes to these orders getting filled. So if you're saying there's an institutional footprint that sold 100 NASDAQ at market, right? You know, there's 100 people that bought it, and you don't know what the intentions are behind an institution. An institution could be hedging. An institution could be closing their position. And we never know, right? I think the most important thing is how price is reacting to it. Like, sometimes Coach Jay and I will be on air and we'll see like a big order come through, like 500 contracts, NASDAQ, there's a limit order. It gets filled. But then what happens after, right? Does the market keep going up? Does it sell off? Does this happen? Someone says, why can they hedge and I can't? Well, they are doing it at a professional level and maybe on the same account and maybe using different instruments. You can technically be long one NASDAQ and short one ES. And I don't want to get in depth on that. The prop firm world is much different. The issue happens is when you get long the NASDAQ on one account and then you switch to another combine and then you get short the NASDAQ. It's the issue in the prop firm world is traders finding ways to game the system that's not realistic, right? You're not going to make money, short the NASDAQ and long the NASDAQ on the same account. You're flat, right? You can use correlation. You see me do it sometimes, where you see traders do it as well. But what you can do in the real live environment is typically the same thing you could do in, say, this account. Yeah, you can be short one NASDAQ and long one micro NASDAQ in the same account. Same account, right? But don't game it. There's no reason to do any of that stuff. If you can't do it in a real, a real account, real environment, then just don't do it in a simulated. What time will gold start today? There's the link. Take a look at the link in the YouTube chat. Right there. There's the CME market equities time. So if you want to know when the markets are going to be open or closed, there it is. As of right now, gold is closed, crude oil is closed, and it's a very slow market. It's like a holiday trading right now. There's not a lot of volume. It's Thursday night, Friday's price action. It's nice chill. From my understanding, yeah, you can have automated processes. Real prop firms welcome profitable traders. Like, if you have a system and you're able to make money, true prop firms love that. Like, I guarantee you, like, you have a good, profitable, automated system or some type of system to make money. It's amazing. That's awesome. I know the team would love it. Come test it out. Put it in a live account. Make money on the live account. Thoughts on playing correlations? Yeah, you can. Spreads, correlations. We talk about it all the time. We talk about how if crude goes up, equities go down. What happens if you're long crude, long equities, long crude, short equities. Is micro scalping allowed? What's micro scalping? Holding for a couple seconds to a minute? Yeah. Some of my trades I hold for like 30 seconds. I get out. My friend takes around 50 trades a day and makes great profit. Yeah. If, like I said, I'm just gonna only say this. Okay. I'm not the risk management team. Okay. If you are able to make money in a live account, there's nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. It's allowed, right? Ags are closed. Yep. Are you going to take another trade or not? If a trade sets up, I'll take another trade. But if you tell me I'm going to take a trade at this exact time, I can't tell you when the market sets up. Used to be able, you could not take more than 200 trades a session or you would be reviewed. Yeah, I know there's some limits there, right, Brian? Like, if you're like taking hundreds of trades in a session, well, of course, I would be a little wary. Like, what's this guy doing? Well, what's this trader doing? Hundreds of trades in a day. Seems, yeah, it's a little weird. Well, it might be too many for an average trader, right? But if you're using like an algorithm or if you're using some type of system and you're profitable, I mean, trade on. I know they're gonna love you with the commissions. 200 trades a day and the commissions on that. Whew. Do myself a favor and put a line under that last candle. You're looking at this. Do it. Bravo, and I would, the guy that made 127,000 in one day, 291 trades. So you do have to understand that trades. Oh, look, this isn't too bad of a one. I haven't looked at these stats. This is the first time I'm looking at my own stats on this account. Understand that trades. Look, 35 trades. I did not place 35 individual trades. It was probably closer to like 10 trades, 5 trades, because I could come in here and I could look. If I buy one here, here's my stop loss, and I scale into a position. I'm demonstrating this, right, just for education. And then I want to add a contract here. And then I want to add another contract here. Then the system might count it as, like, instead of one trade, it might count it as 3 trades. Executions, right? Executions versus trades. And then I want to get out here, and then maybe get out another one. This is I'm just demonstrating, just so we could see. And then I'll get out another one there. That could be technically one trade setup, right? But we look at the performance stats. You know, maybe it hasn't updated, but yeah, sometimes that will show, depending on the executions, showing how, I don't know if it's about frequency or what it is, but don't pay too much attention to that, right? What's the story with that guy, Big Sosa? He has issues, Derry. You know, people do go through their own thing mentally, right? One of the biggest things in trading can definitely be, you know, your psychology, right? It's okay if sometimes people just struggle in their own personal ways. I could not tell you what's going on or the story, but there's a lot of, who knows? Yeah, flat to flat is best for when to view your own trades. I think Al Brooks explains it better. Gotcha, that makes sense. Thanks for those, of course. Yeah, just too slow tonight. Now, just a reminder, everybody, tomorrow is Friday. There's the updated trading hours, and let me just confirm one thing. It's Good Friday, and TopstepTV will be off air. So there's no stream tomorrow. Enjoy the 3-day weekend. I'm gonna be honest, we got non-farm payroll tomorrow, and I might not even trade. I might not even trade tomorrow. Just enjoy a 3-day weekend. Go touch grass. Go touch grass. Enjoy your time off. Time off is just as important as time trading the markets. London session open. Sportania. I could. Yeah. Happy Easter. Have a great weekend. Yeah, we're chilling. Nothing's going on tonight. Look, I thought maybe we'd get some maybe off headline to move these markets. I mean, there's no headlines tonight, which is kind of refreshing. No crazy headlines. Nothing really going on. Crude's closed. Gold's closed. Ags are closed. Individual like overnight trading for stocks are closed. We got the NASDAQ right here, and it's just nice and slow. It's been a chill night, and yeah, just feels like the weekend has already started. Non-farm payroll tomorrow. Remember, manage risk. Risk is one of the most important things, and I think this is where I'm going to go ahead and end it, everybody. There's my social media in the YouTube chat. When I'm not on air, that's where you can find me. And then I also do fast markets during the day show. Tomorrow is off air. I'll see everybody Sunday night. Sunday night. So, see you then. Enjoy. Bye.